Howdy folks, we are on Erebor Highlands, which is a beautiful map. We've got Desespera playing as Gondor in the bottom, and we have Havoc playing as Misty Mountains in the top. I'm a sucker for Misty Mountains, and I'm also a sucker for this map. This map's gorgeous. Look at the little rangers throwing their pickaxes, the dwarven civilians, the horses, even though the dwarves were not overly fond of animals. The little treasure place here. I'm pretty sure you can get that gold, but I forget. And oh my god, we're gray on the mini-map, which is so close in color to the creeps that it's going to drive me nuts. And orange isn't exactly a great color, but thankfully house colors are off, so not a huge deal. Anyway, enough about the map, enough about house colors. We have a barracks opener for Gondor, and no tier 1 pick for either one. Okay, it's going to be a try-hard game. And of course we got Goblins start. And unless Gondor goes Cav, they're going to have a bad time pretty soon. Those spam archers are just not going to cut it with their slow speed against Misty Cav. Misty spam.
Clansmen of
We must have a forward tunnel
ready for
somewhere.
orders.
Because they're going in that tunnel, so there must be... Let's put on Misty Cam. Yep, there. Oh, that's nice. So it kind of looks like the end of the mountain here. Old Nosy is a master at putting the tunnels, at least from the replays I've watched with him, where it looks like terrain. So this is kind of nice because it hides the torches a little bit. Not perfectly, of course, but it does look a little bit more like terrain than it should. It's also good to put it if you can find a place of higher elevation, so it's a little harder for the enemy units to see. But anyway, we've got the goblin spam over here. These guys are going to be chicken dinner. Frozen Waste is the pick for Havoc. I believe Havoc, right? Yeah, Havoc against Desespera. Oh wow, they actually won. That's crazy. I guess it's not that crazy. 250 of units versus 200 of units. I guess there are only 2 packs of goblins there. That was just a giant feed, so big mistake there. Probably should have just run around and gotten the farm. These ones, however, are toast. Interesting that it didn't drop Frozen Waste there. That would have been a good place to do it. And Peneth Gallon have hit the field. So this will be an interesting time for Havoc. He's got no pike support. He's got 4 caves. So all of his money is going into goblins. And I wonder how he's going to... Yep, deleting that one and going for a Mountain Orc Lodge, I assume, immediately. Yep, exactly. Yeah, nice pivot there. There's a lot of goblins here trying to use the poison blades. Frozen Waste comes in a little late. It does slow down, so mistake to try to trample this clump on Frozen Waste unless you really just get the edge, but even that seems risky. Yeah, still seems risky. Yeah, you're losing too many unit models to keep that up. I mean, he got the flank damage there, so that was good timing. The shouting is a little over the top. Oh my god. That's funny. Havoc must have shit his pants when he saw that. But anyway, pikes are coming in, so they're going to have about... What's the recruitment time on these? Like 25 seconds? So they're going to have another few seconds of free reign on the map, but they're about to be... Their trampling days are about to be sharply limited now. And this is like 1,500 worth of units, right? I mean, a Peneth Gallon are 500 a pop with the discount, or 400 a pop. Sorry, so it's 1,200 in units. Not too bad. And then yeah, we've got no pike support. Desespera is banking on no cavalry. Key farm does go down for Misty. 350 out of 600 CP versus 400 out of 500. So Havoc with a CP lead. PowerPoint lead is in Gondor's favor by slightly, although with feeds like that, it will jump up much more quickly. And yeah, just 2 production buildings at the moment, a barracks and then a stables. But it's hard to keep up with this spam. I mean, you've got, 3 battalions, being pumped out of these caves pretty much constantly, and now the pike support to fend off the trample. So now might be a good time for Desespera to pivot to archers. Or else he's just got to really micro the cav very well, but even then they're not going to be faster than the goblin units, so it just seems like a doomed strategy unless he pivots a little bit. That was pretty nice. I'm not sure what's going on here. Just a goose chase, I guess. Frozen Waste does come in. He's going to try to get this farm. It does destroy this forward tunnel. 875 CP though for Misty. Man, that map control is unreal here. And yeah, the free tramples here. These goblins are just feeding like crazy. It's 4-point power point lead for Gondor. Ah, this map is so beautiful. Look at the rivers and the waterfalls, man. But look at all the forwards. Exactly, so this is on elevation, it's up higher. It's a little harder to see if you just walk right by it. So, excellent placement for that forward mine there. And yeah, if you keep coming in from all sides and sending a pike and 2 goblins, or 3 goblins, you're gonna keep getting farms. Gondor just doesn't have the speed to match you. Yeah. I mean, just ignore the units and go for the farms. That's sort of the name of the game in Goblin spam. Particularly when they can trample. And going for this Warg lair. I thought these were troll lairs. Did they change the map? They must have changed the map. I could have sworn these were troll lairs on when the map first came out. Maybe I'm misremembering. Huh. I played this map a lot when it first came out. I still think it's gorgeous, but anyway. Excited to see if it's in the list for the Season 2 of the league, but we'll see. I'm not going to get that farm. Let's check the CP. We've got 550 for Gondor. Man, Gondor just under a lot of pressure. Crazy. No cav for Misty. A lot of people don't really go cav with Misty because goblins are so fast, and you just pour a lot of money into them to keep up the constant pressure. And then, by that time, early harass game is over. Not really much point, some would argue, in going for, the Warg lair and then Warg Cairn and then teching it up to level 2. But those Gundabad Wolf Riders, with their buffs that they recently got, they're now cheaper. I think they're 550 each, and they will trample. I think when I last tested it, they trample Minas Tirith swords in like 2 tramples. If those are unbuffed level 1, they kill them in 2 tramples, or it might be even 1 on aggressive with Howl. So definitely they pack a powerful punch. The cav option is available to Misty for those who do pursue it. I mean, the virtue is that Goblin spam requires a lot of micro. Like, you have to navigate this giant horde around units, around farms. It takes some practice. It can be done. Well, anyway, I think the cav, for those who are trying to transition, for example, to Misty from, say, Gondor, it can be useful to have the cavalry in your pocket at some point in the game. Particularly because Wolf Riders do such a huge trample. Holy crap, that was a giant knockback. It's crazy to think this thing knocks back and gives you 25 a tick. So, whereas and it's a, statue basically, plus the hero recruitment and all that. The Misty one, for example, doesn't give you any money. It does cancel leaderships nearby, but it doesn't give you any money for summoning it. But I think, you know, with Dolaroth, Adventure Faction coming out, who wants to nerf Dolaroth right now? Nobody. We want to see Dolaroth units right now. Boromir is on the field, providing that leadership. So he will help these units level the playing field. He has to be careful not to go in too deep. I mean, he's next to a forward mine. This is a very high-value target. Yeah, I think once Boromir gets noticed, you just pop him out here or here, and you take him out. That's 2,000 down the drain. Yeah, Havoc must have been looking in a lot of different places, because going for this Citadel, which I think the Worm will get it. Yeah, that's a much better target. Level 3 farm. And it's looking like Misty's game here. 1,000 to 450. 7 points in the bag. Not going to be able to save up enough for tier 4. We've got not very much tech here. Just still snow trolls. So level 2 layer at least. And then the Mountain Lodge went down. I'm not sure to what. But who cares really at this point? I mean, these guys will mow down most enemy units. Let's check on that Worm. It did not get this level 3 farm. Bummer. It did leave this here. Boromir somehow escaped alive despite his very cheeky attack. Misty doesn't have a whole lot of an army. I mean, for 500 out of 1,000 CP. Yeah, I'd run if I saw the snow trolls too. Ooh. Boom. Point blank. Ruthless. That's a pretty hardcore portrait. Wonder who did the art on that. Denethor is also on the field. Ooh. I don't think Muzgash is in there. Or is he? Because there's some kind of leadership. So yeah, good time to use the Palantir. Use the Palantir. There you go. That was the fear. Actually, not the Palantir, but anyway. There was something in there giving them leadership. Yeah, Urshak. Urshak? Huh? Muzgash must be in there somewhere. And they are coming is being used. Where was it used? Probably up here. Just stopping to scratch your ass, no problem. Yeah, very much Havoc's game at this point. We never really got past the Axemen. I don't think Desespera ever had the money for the Dolaroth units. Just the Goblin harass was too much to handle this game. No archers. There was a very nice replay I watched, and casted actually. I think it was Pool and Poero. It was Misty versus Oakenshield Rain, and the nice thing about that replay is it shows how well the archers do. Like, Lake Town archers were just mowing down goblins. And so that was... I think archers are really... I mean, I know people love to do double barracks, stables with Gondor, or stables, barracks, Amroth Citadel. But, man, I mean, against Misty... Like, archers would help with this, too. I mean, with this and this. But here they can just hit you and then run away with their better speed. And cavalry aren't going to do much against Cave Troll Destroyer over here. 16 points in the back for Gondor. Oof. And Urshak is a good choice. Synergizes well with the Snow Trolls and the... oh, they're going to get mowed down, though. I mean, they might get Forlong. He should cast that on Boromir before he dies. Actually, he should do it now so Boromir can get the feed from those trolls. Should have done it when he started hitting that battalion. Do have some Dolaroth units. But Urshak's going to get out scot-free. We've got a cave bat here. 2 cave bats. Maybe going to get... Ooh, and Headhunter from Blood. Very cool hero choice. And they do get... God, those bats are loud. Hadn't noticed that before. We're gonna put on normal cave because those bats are fucking loud as hell. But not gonna get Boromir. And yeah, that's a waste. I would get an archery range, my man.
Take them this
There
way.
you go. That's the spirit. Yeah. I just don't know. I'm not a fan of like the double barracks thing with Gondor, or just pure like 6 goblin caves with Misty. I think there are good reasons to do it.
At your command.
But I kind of like having the diverse unit roster much more. The one exception is Rohan, because the cavalry are so versatile. I just kind of later I will just default into cavalry. But even though Westfolders are such good infantry once you can field them. But anyway, I like having Cav with Misty. Whether you do it with the tier 2 Ruins of Angmar, or you do it with War Cairn pretty early on to kind of supplement the goblins. Like, the other thing is the War Cairn synergizes very well with goblins. If the opponent goes archers, like in that replay I mentioned, like Lake Town spams the hell out of you, you can trample that back line, force them to go pikes, and then you're trading well with, you know, your Cav plus cheap goblin spam against tier 1 infantry plus archers. Or, you know, clansmen or something. Urshak actually is going to fall. Oh, we got the heroic Cav on the field, showing their value. Desespera's not out yet. He can try to get that tier 4, which would be fun, although we're very close to Balrog. So I'm pretty sure Gondor's going to win that race. They're 5 points, almost 5 points ahead. They're just shy of it, so we'll leave it on Gondor Cam. We've got another Doliamal Citadel. Could you know, pop it right here. He did not do it there. Interesting. I don't think it has an arrow tower. LSR is the pick. Where is it going to be dropped? Ah, depending on the harass group. Balrog. No, not yet. Damn. That would have been nice to see Balrog versus LSR. Big change for LSR was he now gets Estelle, which is not like a leadership that you... It's not a passive leadership, you activate it. Faramir on the retreat. Yep, Desespera now pushing forward. But man, he's got a lot of expanding to do. Oh, and their cunning was used. But was CP capped, so did not get the goblins from it. Here, used by Denethor there. Headhunter on Denethor. A good choice. He's a squishier hero, and his leadership nullification is pretty devastating, not to mention the terror. So, yep, he's going to get Denethor. He does debuff LSR, so it might have made sense to leave him on the field, but LSR is way over here. Or here? Somewhere. He's off doing something. Oh. Here it comes. Who is the Balrog gonna kill? So Boromir is up here. I mean, you're being flanked by Balrog, kind of boned. And Elsar's there. Are we gonna see a clash? Clash of the Titans? For those of you who like stop motion animation. I mean, there's a giant army here though. Elisar is gonna, surely he's gonna fall here. He's used Army of the Dead. Oh, really? On the retreat. Balrog is gonna get that. Really get down. See, imagine you had a Athelian Rangers at this point. They could have taken care of a lot of this. Ooh. You're no Gandalf. Later. So temporary tier 4 deletes a permanent tier 4, and I assume we're gonna see the concession at this point from Desespera. Although Desespera is a tenacious player, he doesn't generally give up until it's no hope of. I mean, there's already kind of no hope of victory, but he in the replays I've cast to him, he stays in it till the bitter end. Yeah, but he's got Boromir, and then this, and that's basically it at this point.
This way, Lancers.
So yeah, Havoc's just kind of chilling at this, you know. It was over a little while ago, I think, once there's never a good counter for the snow trolls. You just needed archers. And the cave bats, too. Same thing. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to catch up when Goblin Harass is so good. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Cool to see Balrog beat the shit out of Aragorn. Don't see that every day. And go check out the Age of the Ring trailer for the Return of the King campaign. You're in for a treat.